Alright class, now that we've gone over how table B works, let's practice actually applying it to calculating the solar heat gain from the windows and doors. Now there are 3 steps you should probably remember in this process. You don't have to put it to memory necessarily, but it's just very simple steps. The first step is to find the area of the window and doors. And what do I mean by that? Is that you should probably walk around the perimeter of the home and then identify what is your north, south, and east and west direction. And so you would document, right? So if you started off on the west side of your house, so that means that this wall faces the west side of the directional plane, like a compass. The compass shows you north, south, east, and west. You can use your GPS if you need help identifying the directions. So, but once you identify the west facing wall, you count the windows, right? So if you have 2 windows on that wall, you would write down window 1, window 2. You would go to window 1, you would measure it with the measuring tape. So you would take your measuring tape and you would retract it out and you would measure the bottom length. And so let's say you measured 3 feet. So that would be your 3 feet measurement. And then you would pull out your tape measure and you would direct it towards the top of your window, bringing the bottom of your tape measure to the bottom of your window. And let's say that we measured another 3 feet. So that measurement would be 3 by 3. So you go 3 times 3 is 9 feet. 9 square feet. So you have 3 feet on the bottom, 3 feet going up. So that's a 3 by 3 window. 3 feet by 3 feet window. And you do the same process for every window. You walk to the window, you take a measuring tape, you measure it. So these are all of our windows that we measured on our house. So in this house we have 8 windows, as you can see here. So on our west facing window we have 2 windows. Here's our measurements for each window and our square foot. On our east side of our house we have another set of windows. Here are our measurements, 3 by 5, 3 by 5, so that's 15 square feet each. Or that would also be called the area of that window. On the south facing wall, same thing. Count the windows, get the measurements, do the multiplication, length times width equals area or square foot. So we do this to the whole house. We walk around the whole house, we get the measurements, write it down, get the area. Okay. So when we get all of our measurements and we get the list of all of our windows and we even write down our doors, get the measurements for our doors. Here's the area of our 2 doors, 42 square feet. You can add up the total of all areas, that's fine. And then what we need to do for this worksheet is we need to separate them in north. So we're going to add up all the windows on the north. We're going to combine all the measurements. We're going to go to our east and west windows, and we're going to combine east and west windows, and we're going to add up all the areas for those east and west windows in this row right here. And then for the south windows, same thing. Add up all the areas, put it in this section right here. So let's do that right now. So now we're going to go to the north windows, and I know that that's 40 square feet. We're going to go to the east and the west, and that's going to be 60 square feet. Then we're going to go to the south windows, and that is going to be 55 square feet. So what do we do now? So after we figure out what our outside design temperature is going to be, and then we have single pane glass, so we're going to select a section of the window type. Once we figure out the type, we're going to determine the outside design temperature, excuse me, which we selected was going to be 105 degrees. And then we are going to find the row of windows that we're in. So the north facing wall of windows. So this is going to be our factor. If you follow this along, you'll see that 35 is right under 105 and the north facing windows. So 35 is our BTU factor for every square foot. So we're going to go 35 times 40. So let's do that now in our calculator. 35 times 40 equals 1400. So we're going to enter 1400 right here. So what we just did was we multiplied 35 by 40. This is our area of our windows, which gave us a 1400 BTUs per hour of heat gain. So we're gaining 1400 BTUs of heat gain through just these north-facing windows. And our north-facing windows are in the shade. So let's see what happens when we go to the windows in the east and the west. We got the information here. And 60 square feet of windows on the east and the west. What's our factor? Under 105 degrees in the single pane windows, it's going to be 70 BTUs per square feet. So let's go 70 times 60. 70 times 60 equals 4,200 BTUs per hour of heat gain on the east and west windows. Wow, that's quite a bit of heat gain. Let's calculate our south facing walls windows. So we're going to go 105 in our single pane glass windows, 105 degree outside design temperature. Follow that column down and take the south facing walls section, follow that row, and that gives us 45 BTUs per hour. So we're going to put 45 BTUs times 55 square feet, and that's a collection of all the window area on the south facing wall. So 45 times 55 equals, 45 times 55 equals 2,475 BTUs. 2,475 BTUs. Okay. We can't forget the doors now. Now the doors, the heating gain BTU per square foot is 15, and we know our doors areas is 42 square feet times 15 BTUs per square foot. So 15 times 42 equals 630 BTUs per hour just through the two doors. And if we add all these up, we can figure out our total heat gain for all these windows per hour. Let's add that up right now. So 1400 plus 4200 plus 2475 plus 630 equals 8,705 BTUs. 8,705 BTUs per hour. Guys, the next step is to add or total all the areas into the bottom of the totals for area. Let's do that now. So we're going to enter 40 in your calculator, plus 60, plus 55, plus 42. It gives you a total of 197 square feet. And that's it. So as long as you remember when you're working through the process as far as helping you out for your project, you have to find the areas of the window. Once you do that, you separate them into direction. You match the conditions with the type of window, the outside design condition temperature, and then you multiply that BTU in the row and column with the total area of those windows on that direction of wall. And that'll give you your total BTU hour of gain for that wall of windows. You add up all the windows once you figure out the calculations on them, and that'll give you your total heat gain of all the windows for the whole house of windows and doors. Okay, if you have any questions, please email me or ask me in class if you have questions. If I missed a step that you didn't understand, thank you for your time and have a good night.